We're back. Hi, Jen. Tech issues. After session, I'll just write it all over again because technology with this Pluto entering Aquarius is doing my head in. Super chat after session at $20 per Q&A. How are we all going? Can you believe I'm doing a weekend session? Hi, dogs. I'm telling you, technology. Twin and I yesterday was sitting there and he goes, "What's going on with this phone?" And I went, solar flares, love, and Pluto entering Aquarius. Aquarius actually does link to its Uranian energy, which is going to directly impact the internet. I'm having so much patience at the moment with technology as well as with YouTube. I'm just saying there's been a lot of people that have been going through it, and it's just like eat, pray, repeat. It's like, if you, when you understand the astrology, you try to not take things personal, but it's irritating. It is very irritating. Anywho, I pulled the ruin cast. Well, smack on point. Bam. Okay, we have Virgo. We're moving into the Virgo moon. And Swan. Yeah. Are we just loving it? Are you loving the transits? How is the week traveling for all of you guys? Are you cleaning your houses? Are you going crazy? I had a candid chat on Instagram to do with the transits. If you like, I can share it in the community tab. And I went through and answered some people's questions to do with the transits. I'm going to have a blog post that is going to cover Saturn ingressing into Pisces per zodiac sign, free of charge. And also Pluto ingressing into Aquarius. And if time permits in my extremely busy schedule, I may do a video on them. Cleaning, yes. So again, moon is home, moon is your emotions. I did warn you, we're moving into the Virgo moon. It is a full moon. Take the pressure down. We're going to feel the pressure. We could be, Virgos are great for a lot of things. Virgo energy is great for a lot of things. Those that are Virgos and Geminis at the moment can still be suffering a little bit due to the fact that Mars is still transiting the house of Gemini, and it's a little bit like a piranha, it goes a bit crazy. It makes you obsessive, okay? So you become obsessive in that domain. And, any transit when it's ending, it does really keep it very tense. It becomes more tense as we get to that end point of it, okay? So anything to do with technology, anything to do with your thoughts, you might feel very tired at the moment. You might be looking at your health and diet and saying, I need to do things that are better for myself. You could be looking in the mirror and going, oh my gosh, I need to get my life together. It's okay. It's the Virgo moon. This also can come up, subjects surrounding wellness, mother, the cleanliness of your home, the routine. Is it organized? Don't seek perfection. It's absolutely impossible. It doesn't exist. And it is a full moon nevertheless. So you could be wrapping up things very quickly, trying to get organized like Penny Little, the sky's falling down. And simultaneously, Saturn will be entering Pisces on that same day. So avoid pacifiers. Psychic attacks will be possible. Dark night of the soul energy is possible. You could be very strict with your wounds. You also could be to the point where, from an ascension point of view, you could be watching assimilation play out and you're thinking, hey, I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, didn't like it, but it did, it did educate you. Aquarians, my best advice is if you can find a fellow Capricorn, go and have a chat to them, because your transits are going to mirror a little bit of what they went through. I did have a candid chat with a couple of Capricorns via Instagram, and they were like, well, what was that transit all about with Pluto in Capricorn? And it's personal. It's you thought you needed to be something for somebody. You now have a revelation of that is not so, not necessarily so. You may have gone through divorces, separations, new jobs, new looks that you went through. Maybe trying to be things for other people in stages, taking on a lot of responsibilities in your life. And now that is moving. So if the pressure is still there, it is going to dissipate. I have done your star signs. Go through and look at them. I have given you a brief overview. If you want a more personal update, you're going to need to go to the website. Okay, let's unpack this energy. Should we get a chakra card? Yanai? My ex from high school just messaged me and wanted me to drive 3 hours tonight and come see him. Yeah. I told you at this time, and I do really predict over the next 2 years, and it's not Mercury, but I'm telling you, because it's an old cycle, there's going to be a lot of people from the past coming back. It won't matter. You're a twin. We have closing karmic cycles at the 29-degree point. People may come back and you may learn some things. You may have revelations to do with your beliefs inside of those circumstances. Interesting, divine feminines. Okay, unhealthy boundaries. I'll tell you, Saturn's really going to, I can't even say learn us. Saturn's really going to, get the whip under us and be looking at it. I do believe the members came across an old video that I did years ago, which I do have in private. Jen was around at that time when I did it. And I was wearing a tie and I was basically in no uncertain terms, I was stating there is a difference between an expectation and a requirement. Okay, you will reach a point for everyone collectively. Potentially the reason why a lot of the themes are coming through that are reminding you of maybe back to 2017, 18 is because their transits in the masculine energy, and this is the way I described it to a client the other day, when you're looking at an awakening, okay, we're in the 3D, that's reality. When you're looking at an awakening, there is a natural cycle for those things to happen. Back then, certain waves were coming into connection. There was a lot of twin flames in communication. Do you remember back? It was all over YouTube. I mean, every channel. Oh, this happened this week with my TF. This happened. Everyone was in communication with their TF. That's not to say there's not new waves coming through. Again, you will look at it and you will be very fixated on the tag, and then there's other times you'll get to a point where it does not define you. It's like a diagnosis. It's there, but you're living your life. And then you'll look at it more from an ascension point of view. Okay, so there's different stages we go through. However, divine masculine was moving through the Phoenix rising. Okay, at the moment, Scorpio is in the South Node, and the nodes will shift later in the year to Aries. And this is quite a big movement for collective divine masculines. So while ladies are in waiting, and it doesn't have to be ladies because a feminine energy can be a masculine, whomever is the empath in the circumstance. What I am seeing, as much as you might be frustrated, it is shifting. And when it does move, you will be asking yourself, are you ready? And I will at some point get some of the twin flames that are in union that I have coached onto YouTube. When time permits, I will try and tee it up. And we can basically have a very honest conversation with those of you that are maybe in communication or, going through that situation, because it is a new chapter. And with that new chapter comes a whole set of different themes that come up, right? Your wounds do become more handled. However, you will have triggers going back into it because you are probably freaking out at the fact that you are in awareness of your wounds and you are trying to deal with those circumstances differently. At times, TFs will go into union and you will think you're not in union, and you are, okay? Union does not look like your traditional relationship. Union is where you are at peace with yourself. You know what you want, but you can't manipulate another. So it could be that you are seeing a circumstance playing out with counterpart and they're closing out a karmic cycle, and that in your mind equals you're not in union. No, because sometimes we actually have a karmic contract with their karmic. And the karmic doesn't have to be a parent figure, doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It can be any situation that you have a major blockage in your life, and you might have already gone through it. So when it comes to a head, you have to deal with it differently, but it's also to help you ascend and heal and close that chapter. And it can happen in 24 hours. That I will say. What we're coming through with this week is the ruin cast Virgo, and we are moving towards a full moon in Virgo, and it's come up yet again. It's on point. It's amazing how astrology, tarot, psychic energy, all is interconnected. It really is. And we say to ourselves, oh, I can't believe that happened. Why can't we believe it happened? We're all interlinked. It's circular. Okay, so Virgo, Swan, you, Gold, Earth, and Air. Oh, God. Very true. So where is the Earth and Air in astrology? We are going from earthy Capricorn in Pluto into the Aquarian energy, which is an air sign, even though a lot of people do look at it and go, oh, it's a water sign. From an emotional, intuitive level, yes. And it can be rebellious. Let's just be perfectly honest. I do have a lot of Aquarians in my life. They are fantastic. But there's also different things that the more traditional energy would feel that would be taboo and difficult to address. But this is going to be changing times. We are literally going to look back, and I had these flashbacks the other day, and I also had this vision that was shown to me. And it was really strange. It was like a harvesting field, and there was literally a bunch of robots all over it doing its work. And I was like, wow, okay, that's interesting. There were combines, harvesters, watering systems, and it was literally a huge technical unit just irrigating and replenishing the soil. And I was like, okay, we're in for some interesting times. Okay, so what does this ruin cast mean? Let's scroll. A swan in flight, or a person standing with raised arms. It is a protection ruin cast. Can you hear me? I'm just going to accept the fact that I need a new camera. Okay, we're just going to go to the bloody camera. I'm not starting again. Let's see if we can swap it over. Now it won't do it at all. I have not even touched it. Do we believe it is time for a new camera? Or is it YouTube? What is going on with this? Universe hates me today. Camera, that is really baffling me. Okay. I didn't touch anything. We're just going to go. Universe is really stopping us from giving these messages, so let's just get them out before it goes pear-shaped, all right? I'll close the other windows. I don't even have many windows open. I do not know what is going on. This is really weird. Okay, healthy boundaries. The yellow chakra, okay? You must have healthy boundaries. I'm gospelly telling you. A healthy boundary doesn't mean you're going into it and you are manipulating a person. A healthy boundary doesn't mean you have to scream at a person. A healthy boundary is on your side as well. We so many times feel we have no power. And we do, okay? If you're looking at a resume of a current situation in anything in life and your twin flame path, and we are in victim consciousness, Aries and Chiron is there, Jupiter and Aries is pushing us forward, Mars and Gemini is making us angry. This is a sloppy chakra. This is where we say to ourselves, I am a victim in a circumstance, right? You can be creative. You need to, if you find you are having unhealthy boundaries, you're going to be getting angry internally but not articulating it. that is more about you than the given situation. But we are energy, remember. So even in the twin flame path, you are energy. We are the mirror to each other. So in a situation potentially relating to the direct relationship or currently where you are in your life, I have said this for years, you need purpose. Okay. How many of you have purpose right now? Do you feel ill-equipped for your purpose? Hundreds of us do. We really do. Could it be artistic endeavors? Could it be a hobby? Could it be filling your time with positive things? Is your direct environment toxic? Virgo, right? And it's not Virgo's toxic. Look at it with a fine-tooth comb. What currently are you dealing with right now that you feel is unfulfilling to you? Because with these sloppy chakras, you can eat the yellow food groups, you can use crystals. I would also, with the detox factor, with Saturn entering Pisces and the Virgo moon, be careful what you eat. Everything is sitting very heavy with us at the moment. So our food is not going to be processing inside of our gut. This is not dietitian energy or medical advice. This is how it's playing out in our bodies. And if it's not, it doesn't resonate, let it go. So heavy food groups are going to probably be problematic. I can honestly say I have got to a point where I have been having 2 protein shakes today, a lot of liquid, maybe fruits, liquid, predominantly liquid. Anything else is just going to sit way too heavy on your gut. There are triggers coming up, and it's almost the notion of, why hasn't that person picked me? And we've all been here. Why hasn't that person picked me? Jen was the most beautiful individual to show me where I was incorrect. And it was very humbling. I was like, where have I not chosen myself? Where do I not prioritize myself and say to myself internally that it's okay to be second best in something, any shape or form? So, what is the relationship we're physically having with ourselves? Is it one where we prioritize ourselves? I would literally give to so many different things and then get very resentful and go, but they haven't actually honored the fact that I've done that. They haven't, and it was everyone. It wasn't one area. It would have been my workplace, my friendship groups, boundaries also, with clients over the last 7 years. So much evolution and change. And it's not personal, but we make things personal in the twin flame path and in the energy, but there's always going to be signs of a pattern happening with various individuals. So take stock at the moment, I would say, because there's something shifting. And I would definitely say, I even went to Michelle Knight's channel the other day. Love her channel, beautiful astrologer. And looking at it, I'm typing away my star signs. I know the placements. And it was funny because as an intuitive reader as well, I have found with placements in life, we do have a common denominator energy. So one of them was with Saturn moving into Pisces for Libra, for instance. One could say that we will have subjects to do with our health coming up, our routine, our diet, and we need to keep on top of it. But also with Neptune in the mix is going to be, in order to make your dreams come true, you're going to have to be in a very strict routine to be able to achieve that target. Separately, it showed me where I had slipped and started having unhealthy boundaries again. So transits and energy and twin flame path, point blank, it's all interconnected. Don't outrule one medium to get your messages, because there are going to be in your zodiac signs messages of where blockages come. And then when the mirror work comes up, it's going to be showing up in your life in a synchronistic pattern. That will be the key to you unlocking your twin flame path. There's something in partnerships at the moment. And what I'm getting from the card is, we can be very reflective of the past, of how far we've come, especially because the Pluto transit is a 20-year transit. And it would be perfectly normal for you to be looking back and going, oh my God, it's taken 20 years. Have I learned anything? 100%. I hope you have. I would be highly shocked if you hadn't. The way you view relationships has changed. The way you view the relationship with yourself has changed. The shadow sign of Capricorn is Cancer, which is what we were conditioned to in our family to believe. Were you the eldest, middle, Youngest child, what role did you take on in there? Are we being too hard on ourselves? Have you found that your tribe is always hard on you and they hold you to this level of requirement, right? And detach from that, rewrite the story, because I can guarantee you with Pluto moving into Aquarius, codependent relationships won't last. It will be where the children born into the Pluto of Aquarian era will actually tell their parents straight. They will probably be a little bit like Star Trek and Spock and look at their parents and go, actually, what you're doing is not right. And I have an Aquarian child, so I empathize with the collective, but this is how it's going to be. So if there's any codependency, your side, their side, it's going to come up in a pattern sense. I do see the partnership coming up full center stage at the moment. If you are in a karmic relationship, be it masculine or feminine, it's going to come up in a question mark, okay? If you are single and they are coupled, again, it's going to come up in a question mark, because we're all looking back to the last 20 years of our life and saying, okay, where are we going from here? What is this new chapter? Are we ready for it? Are we going to have the confidence? I would say great time to detox, great time to do a crystal grid, to, clear the energy in your home so that we can move away from the heavy cycle. You're going to laugh when I show you this room, the first card to the past position. Now, I'll finish unpacking this rune and we're going to get straight into it. I literally drew this on me. Now, placements of Pisces can at times, especially in awakenings, cause psychic attacks. I have warned you. When you get any energy telepathically from another individual, you are to breathe it in and blow it out and tune into something else. Codependency isn't going to work at this stage of the game. Pluto in Aquarius is, if a plane's going down and the air hostess says to you, no, don't go help Arthur May, you're going to be useless. Please put your mask on first so that you have oxygen when the plane's going down and you're good, and you can then help other individuals if you have the energy to. But you don't deplete your cup and then go, I'm just going to help everyone and then suffocate. No, you're going to do what you need to do logically, not emotionally, logically, so you can make a constructive decision. If you can't wait a couple of days after the Virgo moon in order to understand what the best practice is, read all fine print. Okay, update your passwords. Literally cleared the cookies the other day, logged me out of everything, and I was like, you always tell everyone update your passwords in a trance. Update your passwords. Protection, sanctuary, prayer, friendship, trust. This is a protective, you can use it as a protective emblem. I actually drew it on my wrist because it's the key of life. When we do look at the Egyptians, I drew it on me to protect me because, honest to gospel, back in 2017-18, we had Chiron and Pisces, the wounded healer, but Pisces, 12th house. 12th house is mental asylums, codependency, addictive tendencies. It can be where we get stuck and we can't move beyond a wound. It is new beginnings. We have to create healthy boundaries. It definitely came up for Aries. That is their Saturn placement. But you can use it to protect yourself. All you have to do is ask, okay? Mystical communication with the divine. Guardian spirit, absorption of protective cosmic energy, faith in the divine. Saturn moving into Pisces will make us question our faith. You will see a lot to do with the church and the media over the next probably 3 years in various ways. The members, we've been chatting to them about it. This could affect astrology channels, tarot readers, your twin flame path, the way you view the world, because you're going to feel like you'd like to tap out, like you'd like to do some pleasure in life. But again, Saturn's going, yes, you can, but we need to do X, Y, and Z to have this, okay? So this ruin cast suggests the quadrant may be in need of protection. And that could be your belief, right? Because you always are protected. But confirms of such protection is assured. Got to face your fears, right? When reversed, it warns against great peril. The ruin itself may be worn as a protection amulet, which I did. I drew it on me. It can be sought from a living tree, and it is a powerful protection, the shape. So it's like the key to life. But through your awakening, the activation of your third eye and the crown chakra, be very selective of what you put into your body, how you eat, keeping yourself clean. Also knowing that you are a powerful crystal and you can choose what you let in, what you let out. So if you're having psychic attacks and your house isn't clear and you've been bringing negative energy into it, crying, we purge. I made it a very conscious practice to not purge in my room. It was like, that was my sanctuary. If I needed to, I'd go sit on the veranda, get that out, give myself a time limit, then I'd go back to my room, and that was my sanctuary. Okay, so choose to do with that what you will. And then honestly, give yourself some time where you are allowed to have a moment of bliss in every day. We are moving away from the devil, okay? We're moving away from maybe looking at things as perpetrators. We're looking at ways to, it's the Capricorn energy. The devil in the detail, going back into temptation, messing about with things when we know we need to do X, Y, and Z. I think in the TF path as well, don't be scared of counterpart. You don't need to be. If you feel something isn't working, step back and observe. Be accountable for your side. You have more power than you know. If it means you feel you need to reach out and communicate, you can also, without looking at it, of what is the morally correct way to handle this. Otherwise, the status quo could remain depending on the direct circumstance you're in. So we're in the heart space. We want movement forward. There is this movement forward. Again, the shadow sign of Capricorn is Cancer. So in our homes and our family and changes, there are things happening in our environment. There are things happening where we are wanting to, get out of a rut, get out of hermit mode, reconnect with society, have movement in the path, but do it correctly. Do you know what I mean? And there's no perfect. You can't ever fail. There's not a failing. It's almost like a soul contract in the path, so that your ascension process continues to go on until you come full cycle, and then you can deal with it, as you please, and it will be a choice. You will be able to choose each other, or you will be able to choose whatever you choose to choose. Does that make sense? But it is going to be a choice, and there will be the heart-centered energy returning, which at the moment, the Virgo moon is going to be higher heart chakra. So pre-warned moving into it, you could have higher heart chakra activation, and it can feel like you're very depressed, like the heart can expand like a balloon. And at times you can resent your heart as well, because you feel your heart is deceiving you or betraying you. It's okay to love. It's not illegal to love. Let love live. Okay, let love in. Okay. Some are feeling as though one individual in this path is mucking about. And that could be where we're feeling strict on ourselves and saying, hey, here I am doing all the ascension work, but this other individual isn't. It's quite deceiving. You'd be very surprised. And again, it is our spiritual process. But yes, both parties will end up doing the work. So don't feel that it's a one-sided kind of energy. The other person is going through their own personal process. But regardless, even if you are ahead at times, I can guarantee you moving into reconciliation, you'll actually see them moving very, very quickly. I do feel there could be somebody in the mix here that maybe isn't getting the PDF. If you are in communication with them, it could be that you do need to create a healthy boundary. And that doesn't mean that you can't communicate. It doesn't mean that you can't continue. Just try to make the cake differently each time. And it's a process of elimination, but I do feel there could be some fatigue and laziness, almost lack of motivation in it. And you may be feeling a bit fretful that you're getting that vibration through. It is an upgrade we're having. I have seen that we've had a lot of solar flares coming in. Just go with it, okay? Go with it. I'll pull a clarifier on that in a minute and we'll dig deeper. Okay, some of you are thinking, gosh, if there is a third party or an interference, like how is this possible? Again, we're very 3D, right? I also do feel counterpart inside of karmic connections. I don't feel there's a commitment. I feel it's more a role or a closing of a cycle that is going on. There is an interference here. Some of you, I feel it's more those of you that are aware of it. This could be a karmic cycle relating to a tribal family. This could be a physical relationship where the individual is married. There is a karmic contract here. The problem is that we're feeling it's not going to change. But I can honestly tell you, especially if you're seeing something on social media at the moment, don't believe it as a permanency, okay? Because something has been hidden behind the scene and it's not as pretty as it looks. Yeah. And all of us collectively will have lots of issues. Hey, Lois, welcome. Okay, there's worry here. There's worry, war energy almost. Okay, from a karmic point of view, I do feel whatever this is pretty toxic. It's challenging, it's emotional, it's testing. They're having revelations as well that they don't have to continue this cycle. They are trying to problem solve and work it out. But there's no commitment, okay? The other individual is presuming, and I don't know why the karmic's coming up inside this reading, but there's a karmic cycle that is coming up for a wrap up. And I do feel there's going to be a question mark for each individual. Do you have room in your life for this path? Is there something that needs to be shifted around? Both parties are doing work at the moment. There's the reference. Both parties are doing work at the moment. It's like two soldiers out dealing with circumstance. Something hasn't come to a complete close, but I do think it's because emotions need to be dealt with first so that can be so. Does that make sense? So try to not get mad, because I do feel both of you are going through it. Even if something hasn't closed out, it does feel it is. Try to just not get angry about it. You can articulate how you see your life going, how it would look, especially for those of you that are in communication. But I definitely see it as the divine feminine with the hands on the hips going, look, man, you need to level up. Level up. There's information missing and there's a reason. And look, what you have to understand is if you had, say you had, and I'll have to give you an example. Say you had a person that you were caring for that was your mother. And they were chronically ill. Yet we're coming like this, but it's not our relationship. You know, one of the hardest things that I had to learn was how many stars in the sky, okay? All of them are equally important. And it's really, you know, it takes a big amount of ascension to be able to do this without going back into this what about me situation. An individual has had a contract with another individual. You don't have to understand it. To you, it could look like absolute dog's dinner, right? And you're thinking there's commitment there. It may not be romantic related. I'm really not thinking it is. I'm really thinking this is to do with society's expectations. Plus, if you have had a connection with any individual in your life, separate to your twin, and it held relevance to you, you don't have to forgive yourself that a point in your life was important. Does that make sense? It is not a competition here. It's a different situation altogether. And I don't feel Divine Masculine is looking at this like it is a competition. I feel it's chalk and cheese. Do you get what I'm saying? They don't see you in the same light as they see this situation. They are wrapping it up. It is not to do with some deep undying love or anything like that. It doesn't look to be that this week. But something that's being shown to you on the surface is not what it is. And I don't think this is counterpart being shady. I feel it's more, it's a closing of a cycle. You may not have to understand it. You may not need to understand it. Also, if people are putting like images on social media, it's not what it seems. Okay, that's what they're saying. It's not what it seems. Yeah, because on the surface, it's like everything's hunky-dory and happy, but yeah, looks can be deceiving. Something isn't, you haven't heard the whole story, so try not to prejudge it. Some of you are going to hear gossip of some shady energy, almost that it's like manipulative. Some of you are just feeling that you're nervous that when you're around this person, you give in. You give in. And you're like, is this balance? You know, and I've been saying the justice card quite a bit lately. You know, is justice going to be served for my dream? Yeah. Yeah, something is coming to an end. So, I mean, I'm always down for that. Was I nervous moving into March? Yes, I still am, but I'm trying to embrace it with open arms without, what would the word be? Apprehension there, obviously. Same time, it's going to happen anyway, so what do we do? Keep going. I have to run. I'll have to chat to you soon, Jen. I miss you. I surely will. I'll put it up for you. Okay. Yeah, there's going to be blessings. There are going to be blessings. But if your soul is calling for something that needs to be addressed, you know, feed it, water the plant. Don't make yourself starve energetically. Feed your energy. Bye, doll. Love you. So feed it, okay? Because there's something in your lives at the moment where you have felt a little bit emotionally, maybe depleted, fatigued. You know, it's a little bit like they say, don't go shopping on an empty stomach. It's the same principle. Yes, you may have a goal in mind, and yes, you may have this spiritual connection with this individual, but trust me, the problem's not just going to be coming from them, right? So there is going to be all these other things that we can do that are in our control. Remember, we had this chakra in reverse. For some, it could merely be that you're really tired, and so the depression factor's there. For others, it can be that there's a lot of other things in your life that you feel you want to tick the box and find some bliss in, even if that situation at this moment may be MIA, it won't be for long. I can tell you this year's a very different kettle of fish. So where it stands right now, for some of you, especially moving into certain circumstances, you could be bouncing out of it if it's not meant for you. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to move very, very quickly. Okay, in the past, yes, you made a lot of sacrifices, divine feminine, but you're realizing you don't have to in order to have something. All right, you don't. With certain things, yes, it's like, okay, I'm willing to sacrifice my time for this. I'm willing to give. Have you ever noticed when you give less, you get more? Why? Because it's a benchmark of knowing what your worthiness is. And it's got nothing to do with, it's funny because all over YouTube, there's videos to do with manifestation. It's not personal, right? If universe is giving you something, they're putting you through assimilation. If you're having struggles in some area of your life, is it monetary? Is it emotional? Detach. Universe is probably saying more than likely, we've got it in the book. Like, it's on its way. It's on its way. So kettle of fish sounds about, yeah. I thought you said to me the microphone wasn't working. I'm like, darn on it, please don't tell me. I'm already pasty. I'm getting a new camera. I definitely am getting a new camera. Anyhow, we knew technology was going to play out. I did say it. We could have power outages. Patience. Okay, as far as you guys are changed, okay? The sacrifices and things you went through before, you're not going to do anymore. It's different. You're applying your energy more effectively. For those of you that learnt that energy, okay? Yeah, well, I pulled the microphone closer. Anyway. Try to not be an ego, right? We've got the sun here. Your focus and your attention is on the future. Your heart is really pining for this, okay? Your heart is pining for this new chapter. It's like, can we just get there already? And I'm telling you, be prepared. That Virgo moon will be the high heart chakra of Chiron, and things are going to move quickly because Jupiter's there. And, you know, Chiron and Virgo and Pisces is all to do with wellness. Keep grounded, keep healthy. Practice your PPE, do what you need to do, because there can be something of your heart's desire coming towards you and it can cause a bit of shock, right? On my TV, she has a great tan. Oh, really? Yeah, I don't really. I don't. I'm so pasty because of my iron at the moment. It's recovering. I'm on the meds. Yeah, it might look tanned. It's fake. It's the lighting, and the lighting's great. Never mind. Something's coming quickly. Oh God, what is this? Why is this individual here? Okay, I want to check this out. Let's have a look at this. Feminines, why has the karmic turned up in your reading? Why has the karmic turned up in your reading? At a foundation? What the hell's going on here? Are you guys going into a karmic relationship? Are you guys wondering if they're a karmic? No, we're a karmic when we act karmically, okay? When it's like, never say you're in danger. Yeah, obviously there are circumstances when we can be. I can't outrule that. Are we bearing a karmic situation? Honestly, I'm going to tell you where I got to. If that happened, what would you do? If you gave the golden ticket to an individual, a soulmate, a twin, and dirty deeds done dirt shape come up, what would you do? Let's question this. I'm going to put this on the table. Would you go, well, I kind of understand? Or would you say, okay, that was your choice. High heart chakra has come up in yours as well as the crowning energy. Okay, so high heart chakra, forgiveness, let love live, open your heart. Again, the Virgo moon is going to make that heart chakra a little bit critical. So remember this as we go through this energy for an upgrade collective standing, but also make a wish, set it free if it's meant to be. Yeah, even leprechauns live at the end of that rainbow, okay? I can type it on my phone, but watch it. Okay, so more than likely you'd say, okay, well, that's your choice, but that's not for me. So if there is a circumstance at the moment, you know, some of you are thinking that the reason it hasn't moved is because of a karmic situation. But what I found was I had healing with my counterparts karmic. I didn't know that. I thought it was more their lesson, but no, it's joint. It's always joint. Ever noticed how they'll throw something in your face to do with one of your past situations? Why? Because it's joint healing. This is here for you. What is it showing you? What is this situation with the karmic or the past or something that crops up in your head to do with this person? What is it showing you? What is it traumatizing you about? You know, what is that main thing? This is what you may need to look at. Because there's healing between divine feminine and a karmic, but not in the way you think. It's not, hey, let's be BFFs. Not necessarily. I mean, you can, but we only give permission to whom we allow to hurt, enter, deal with us. Can we close cycles out with that? Yes. Sometimes there is a karmic close with divine feminine and a karmic. And it has come up here. Okay. And some of you are like, no. I'm just saying it's here. It's here. Masculine, trying to have the courage to move forward, not bloody surprised. Mars has been wreaking havoc in their life for around 8 months. Communication's coming up. Are you serious? How is this possible? How is this possible? Honest. YouTube. I've got the other camera back now. What the fuck? What is going on? Oh, this is killing me. What is going on? Purple. Purple. Like, I haven't even done my nails. Okay, I do not know. Universe is... Luna Ash talked about this years ago. That say, do I look tanned, Lois? I'm very white due to the deficiency of iron. So I'm all washed out, trying to get my metabolism back again after being deficient. So we have, what do we have for masculine? They know, okay, when we close karmic cycles, I'm just going to be real with you. It's painful, okay? When you are saying goodbye to an individual that you had the most hectic, horrible life with, for some, not all, some of us do tend to believe it's easier to leave the main ones. How many of you feel that? I've got a story, okay? Is it easier to leave the mean ones as it is to leave the nice ones? How many of you had a nasty karmic? Hands up. You can do a thumbs up. Yes, yes, yes. Did you have a nasty karmic? And the karmic doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It could be a boss. And I can guarantee you, some of you that went through that simulation, you'll never deal with that again. You're sort of like, well, I'll see the writing on the wall and then I'll tap, right? I'll take action. I won't sit there and go, it's not easier. Why? Because you're like, why couldn't I make that work? Well, usually it's not easier because you feel somehow, and this is where we need to learn to have better relationships, right? It is not your fault if a person can or can't. It is not your fault if their world isn't perfect. You can't make their world perfect. In your life, regardless of soulmate or a karmic, have you had somebody in your life? Was it a boss? Was it a sister, a mother, a brother? And it was really difficult. And we're up here on our stages going, are you going to get your ass moving? Like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Now, can I say I wouldn't do exactly to the T? More than likely, yes. But you can still gain perspective by looking at it going, here I am saying, look, my time is money. My time is valuable. Where the heck are you? And the cards that were coming through for feminine were showing this frustration. All right. So when we're looking at it, I can tell you in my years of nursing, it was over 25 years, I would attract the most difficult clients and they loved me. And it was the hardest to let them go. Why? Because you had to walk on eggshells. You had to adhere to everything that they needed. You knew where they needed their pillow, what quirks they had, meal styles, care styles, right? You can have somebody already, and more than likely twins in their early life will have a parent that is like that too. And oh Lord, is it drama, okay? You're going to have an angel and a bit of a karmic energy there. Somebody that you've got to work a lot harder to, right? So in our minds, we're thinking at a base level, until this goes, it's not possible. That's actually not true. Because sometimes these individuals can't go anywhere. And I don't mean in separation. That's different. That's a whole different story. I mean, they're still going to be on the planet. So when we detach from it and we look at it and go, okay, you're choosing to deal with them, a separation will occur because a person can't do that forever, right? Especially if there's nothing. And it's not that we Uranus and Taurus isn't going to let us do that permanently. Adding Pluto and Aquarius into the mix, again, it's not. If something doesn't feel good, Neptune and Pisces and Saturn and Pisces is gonna restrict us. And so there's no light. It's not going to work. So this is coming to a close, but don't feel that you're going to be unsafe going into it, because what you do have control over is saying, hey, I gave you the golden ticket. Maybe what I see in my life isn't suitable in the road you're going. I do love you, but that might not be for me at this point in time. And that's okay too. And just allow them then to close that cycle of what they're dealing with. It doesn't mean you are in union, you're not in union. And it's not a manipulation. You can't manipulate or make somebody do something that they don't want to do. And the karmics generally do feel we have that same power too, but we also do that towards them, and it's not. The catalyst inside of all of our lives is us as the common denominator. And the North Node's moving to Aries, that's us. Jupiter's in Aries, which is us, which has nothing to do with anybody else, which means we do have the power, right? They are dropping, divine masculines are leaving an old chapter. And some of them already have, but they're merely needing to unpack that and going, I'm trying to have the courage to love again. I'm trying to have the courage to even believe that there can be life after love. Share, you know, to move towards you. Maybe you will, maybe you won't forgive them. That's scary because you're putting yourself out there, right? They know they're moving forward. They know where they're going. After the past, there's a rebuild. So if they are in separation or they are dealing with karmic cycle, they've then got to get their energy back so that they can be have their mask on first so they can help you. Does that make sense? Plane's gone down. Tower moment, I would predict, has already happened or happening. Even a small gesture is better than nothing. If they have had a major tower moment in their life and they're having a brand new chapter and they're upset about it, they're going to need a minute. All right. And I think this is what's coming up this month. They're going to need a minute. All right. Do they have that in their heart? Yes. But again, they're like, I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to bring it together. Look at the lotus. Okay. The moon, Mercury's and Mars. If you know, depending on the circumstance, if you know this individual and you know what's going on with them, navigate that cautiously, but still know who you are and what you need to say. Because there's never a good time. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's like, oh, I need to say something, but I don't think it's appropriate I say it because they've got X, Y, and Z going on. But you've got X, Y, and Z going on. You can still be in awareness of that and have a conversation. But it's about being selective of the way you communicate and making it perfectly clear that by no means is this manipulation, but this is where you stand and you empathize and understand what they're going through. But this is how you see your life moving forward. And so that's totally up to them. Okay? There is a worry. Some of you are feeling in dealing with this. And I feel masculine is trying to make a logical choice. I tell you, my twin's more intelligent than me. Yeah. Okay. We may, on the opposite side of the spectrum, be looking in and going, oh, I do this and that. And it's definitely coming through on divine feminine side. I wouldn't do that. I know I wouldn't. That karmic wouldn't have survived with me. But there was a soul contract between those two. And it could have been more people, right? We got many karmics in our lifetime. They don't have to be romantic. But it was their karmic contract to close out. They know. They do know they've got power. But this is to do with a self-forgiveness. It didn't work. You know, have you ever had a situation with a family member and you just wished it could have been better? No matter what you did, it just never was. Why? It takes two to tango. You do not have control over how that other person reacts. You only have control over how you react. They know where they're going. And yes, it is towards you. But there could be obligations, expectations, and things popping off at this point in time, which I'm going to clarify in a minute. I'll pull 3 cards. What do I see? Some, it could be that there is, I'm really feeling a major conversation, but the question's going to be, can you forgive? Can you forgive in order to let the past go so that this door can open? Okay, I really do feel a major conversation happening here. Some of them might have reached out and added you on social media. Some of them may have all, that's, you've got the star, okay, but a tower has occurred in order for a star to occur. Okay, look at this. She, there's a different card I saw years ago, and she's on the floor looking up. And I almost get a merging of the image of Aquarius on the, you know, pouring the water, looking up. Now, A tower generally occurs for a star to occur. Why? Because in the darkness, we then see the light. When we look up at the sky, we feel optimistic when we see stars. What do? Make a wish upon a star. But there's darkness prior to the manifestation of that star. There's meditation and the art of appreciation prior. So I do think this is what Divine Masculine has gone through in order to see the light of the appreciation between the spiritual connection. There is communication. All right. How many super chats do we have? Okay. 3 cards for masculine. I do see communication. I see a lot of healing at the moment for Divine Feminine. Feminine may have some things popping off. Feminine also may be looking at things that are going to make her individually happy, but I'm hearing the term taskmaster. Definitely taskmaster for the next week. Okay, we have, oh God, yeah, they're tired. They're like, whoa, man, heart space, trying to work it out. I don't know. I feel this individual is going to have a breakthrough. There's a skip in their step. They know that, look, the crap of the past and the choices, they can't change that. Drew bikinis on all her. That's funny. Yeah, recovery, recuperation, and almost like I think whatever this is, for those of you having a conversation, there's going to be a breakthrough. Those that choose to reach out, they kind of do know that once they do, they're going to feel like there's a skip in their step. A lot of you also are going to be surprised. Lois, Char, and Giggle. Okay, cool. Is that the whole lot, or just, did I miss anyone in the thing? Jen? I think Jen paid as well. She said something about PayPal. Okay, all that, yeah, they miss the fun times that they had with you. They wish that they chose better, but they can't turn time back. I'm pretty sure Jen booked one as well. Further up, she mentioned she put it in PayPal. Okay, so some of you are like, where the heck is this? Okay, if you know what this person's gone through recently and you're like wondering why they're not chirpy, be realistic, okay? Others of you, it could merely be that this isn't personal. It could be that they've gone into separation. Your star's coming. They've got their eye on the goal. That has not changed. Okay, interesting. What's this? Okay, I get the Hawkeye. Divine Feminine's like, look, you're here or you're not. You're being cautious around the circle of energy around them. I do feel this person is talking about you in a very loving light. You know, it feels like it's a very positive light. They still see everything's going to go according to plan with you. But I do feel there could be a conversation towards this going, okay, we need to redirect this energy. This could be coming through on the 5-day, but I feel for those of you in communication, this is a physical conversation or something playing out, but I do think they're talking to a friend and they feel very optimistic about it, but maybe they haven't spoken to you about it. Overall, they're still heading for the star. They still see you as the Empress. But something has happened for them that they're needing to, if you're not hearing anything right away, don't freak out. Communication is coming. But it's okay for them to unpack, work out, digest what these things are, so they can be a better version. And then they're going to be a bit more upbeat. Just be very careful in the next week, because that Virgo moon can make us a bit cocky and angry, maybe. I wouldn't say Virgo naturally is angry, but I think it's more to do with the, taking the emotion out of the situation. It's going to be high heart chakra, so that's going to be pretty hard to do. Okay, Lois, we got you, have we? I'll put it on the screen. Thank you, Giggle. And I have a question, Giggle. I want to know how you got that fancy print on yours. I saw it the other day and I was like meaning to ask you. I was like, okay, fancy print. Bye, sweet. Have a great weekend. Okay, Lois, what's going on with you? Oh, you're going to hear something. There is information coming through the grapevine. We got the gossip girl, the gossip card. You got some gossip coming through. I feel this could be interesting. Somebody that you know is going to tell you something to do with your twin flame path and what is going on in the relationship. It's almost it feels like it's going to shock you. You're going to be like, this could have already played out, but I do feel there's more. I think there's more. Yep. There's more. This feels something major. You're detaching from a lot of things in your life. Yeah, you're intuitively with the people around you. You're sort of you're knowing who you can and can't trust. You could be feeling that you're going through a test at the moment and you're sort of you're dealing with things differently. You're your twins' energy is coming up very loudly, like it's a different personality altogether, Lois. It feels like they're becoming this, their energy has always been very mellow, very loving, empathetic, understanding. Do you know what I mean? And it's very firm and fiery coming through at the moment. And this is to do with the karmic. This is to do with the contract inside the connection and where they feel their life going. I don't know why I get spying. There's a bit of spying going on, but I think it's on their side. They're different. Okay, somebody also may have told them something about you, and they're kind of wondering if you're in a relationship. I tell you, Char, it's been a weird morning. Evening for you, but morning for me. They're a totally different vibration, but I do feel that there's spying coming through with your twin. I do feel that there's something going down in their relationship. I also feel a third-party energy has come in that I do feel is maybe interested in you. They may know you and know that person, and I feel that they're quite peppy about where you were. They just sold their property. Yeah, because it's, home, family, you know what I mean? It's like the bounce energy. But I do get this information coming through a person, and whoever that person is, they're actually really attracted to you and they're happy about it. They're happy that it's like I'm hearing the term blasphemy, but it feels like they're really rubbing it in somebody's face. I don't even think they know that they're doing it in that way. I think they're just really happy. They're like, I like Lois, and this is where I see the connection going, and our worlds are going to change. And this is putting a little bit of a fire under this person's butt. They're already inside their karmic connection, kind of putting their foot down. And I think universe is asking, okay, where do they want to go from here? I I don't know why I picked on the karmic side. There could be an unwell parent. Counterpart may have had like a soul contract with them, and I think one of them is very neutral. I don't think they're a horrible person. It feels almost like a soul walking of a parent figure, if that makes sense. I feel one of those individuals is shifting through a change, and this is actually freeing them up where they're closing a cycle out and able to leave a bit more freely. But now that money's coming back in, it's almost like they're wondering if they want to go back into another contract again or just take their money and go. Does that make sense? So there's a question mark over their heads at this point, and especially because this information has come into them. This gossip, they're now really, it's like it's back on the drawing board. Does that make sense? So it has put a bee under their bonnet. Sold the house. Oh, as soon as that would happen, it would be like, okay, adios, amigos. We're out of here. Okay, so we have Char. Yeah, I was feeling that. And I feel after that energy transcends, I feel the person's walking out the door, Lois. I don't, yeah. I do feel the karmic moving. This can be to another country even. I just feel they're going. I don't know where they're going, but they're going. Okay, Char. Who is this? This is interesting. Do you have somebody that's French around you, Char? You could be meeting some juicy individual, because who is this individual? Because the first thing I was going to say is bonsoir, chérie. It feels that there is somebody, otherwise this could even be you're changing your look. Are you changing your look again? Wait for me, Char. Could you wait for me to get there, you know? I tell you, I've been giving my face a detox from cosmetics for 2 weeks, and I still feel pasty, man. You have the 10 of Cups. You have the 10 of Cups. You're most welcome, Lois. You got the 10 of Cups. This can be somebody from the past coming back. I saw some nice looking guy today. Yeah, it's like, bonsoir, chérie. You're like, hello. You're getting the butterflies back. You were like, maybe I am ready for a relationship. Microneedling. Look, unless it's a spray tan and it makes me look healthy, no shit's going to work, okay? Yeah, no. This is called chronic fatigue. I don't know. You're looking at it going, is less more? Sometimes no. Okay, I haven't really been getting a lot lately. Sending out an SOS, and universe is like, oh, no drama. What you love. You could be in 2 minds about love at the moment. You know, your heart is craving energy. I got 99 problems, and microneedling ain't one. You got this, I'm hearing here at level up. It's like I don't know. You may not be feeling this pep right now, Char, honestly, but I do feel it's going to come through. That viewing of an individual passing you could be activating something inside you. Mars is still going to be giving you a little bit of grief, but it also could be helping you get fit, deal with things, you know, but you've got the star. If you've ever noticed, right when you get your life together and you're like, I'm going to reconnect to society, you get a phone call. I think you're getting better and better at detaching, but I do feel you kind of like, you know, the eye of reconnection in life of wanting to go out, wanting to socialize, wanting to feel the old version of who you used to be, but in a healthier way is coming back. You've got the star. You're like, okay, maybe I am ready to come out of that hermit energy. You're going gradually, though. You're like, okay, let's just go slow. Let me go slow and see where life goes. I feel so sorry for you. Okay, life is like a pendulum, right? We swing, and I always say this, don't let that pendulum swing too high, because we can get into this huge cockiness and it's like, I'm so good, and then it kind of swings the other way and it's like egoic shift, foundation, some bloody gossip comes in and we're back to square one. And look, this could be something that you're believing, right? That you're like, I'm going to be open to love. Okay, there. I'm going to go do me. And right when you do, it comes up and you get communication. Just don't let that pendulum re-swing back in a negative way. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I do feel to ground yourself, to keep things kind of flowing, be open, because I feel there's some information coming in relation to counterparts. And it could be to do with the relationship. It might be their status. You could be going, oh, I'd bloody laugh. I honestly feel they're single. I really do. I honestly feel they're single. Something's coming in towards you, though. Where's Mercury? I need to double check where Mercury is at the moment. Yeah, you're literally thinking, I'm going to go back into a bloody relationship and then they'll be single. Okay, I do feel there's some news. I feel that there's news that is going to be coming through. And I won't say this week, because I do feel it's around this month. It's soon. It could be in 2 days. It could be in 2 hours. But it feels, they're asking me to not place a time frame on it. It feels close. I also feel your mum's doing something with her house. I don't know why they just pointed me in that direction. There's something major that's going to be done to her house. She could decide she's going to sell. She could decide she's doing renovations. There's some transition there. Okay? Definitely feeling a transition, something changing around the house. You're getting a happy outcome, so I wouldn't worry too much. But I do feel there's some sense of gossip. You're going to be connecting with people of the past. I do feel whatever this is, it could put a skip in your step, but it might take you from ultimate surprise. Yeah. Yes. But you're definitely ready for a relationship. Okay? Okay. Who do we have next? We have Giggle. I wonder what I'm going to see in your reading. Just keep in mind that this moon is a Virgo moon. Headaches are possible, third eye activation, high heart chakra. Definitely been getting the headaches, Lord. Have been getting them. I got a new bed. And so it's acting like a free chiropractor. And so my back is moving back into position and it's cracking. It's like, so I didn't have the best sleep last night, because I was on a chiropractic table, theoretically, with a bed that works better. Probably take me a week to get the back in alignment. My chickens laid their eggs. I get the PDF. It's like, I've laid them. Can you hear them? She screams. She's a real screamer, that one. The other one's like, really, did an egg. Okay, I want you to know that a decision is being made. Oh, I actually feel the decision was already made. I do think they're dealing with something to do with their career. I also do feel you could go into a panic and go, was I too hard? Was I harsh? No, just let it go. Just let it go. I'm telling you, this is this pendulum I keep seeing. I think it's probably a collective energy as well. Yeah, there is transformation, right? There is transformation. I heard the chicken alarm. Yeah. I like it. I like it. I swear they do that just to manipulate me, so I feed them more. My sister saw them the other day and she goes, oh, they've got so big. Yeah, they like spaghetti. They're carbohydrate addicts. Yep. Oh, there's regret here. There's damn straight regret. You don't believe them, though. You don't believe them. You're like, what exactly were you doing and why was it so hard? And I'm speaking in code here. Look, they've always planned in their mind that it's going to be, okay? When whatever went down between you two went down, that freak out was almost nauseating. I wouldn't be surprised if the person threw up, okay? Because there was regret. So many stories. Look at this shit. Okay, excuse my French. Sympathy. Yeah, regret. Because they thought it was going to be like this, and you were like, yeah, okay. Yeah. So, like I said, I was feeling nauseated all of a sudden. This was how they were looking at it. Yeah. I can understand why they said, please don't ever do that to me again. Never. Never. Okay, because they've been working on it. They've been, what? Yeah. It's funny how a lot of masculines will think the only issue in life is a karmic. And they're like, but there's not a karmic, so we're good, right? And it's like, yeah, there's other things, though. Very, very, very valuable lesson. Very valuable lesson. Okay? He's like, no, I have heard you. I understand. I have received the PDF. I understand. I'm going to pull a clarifier. No. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, literally what I was saying. But there's no karmic. Now they're kind of looking at it going, I kind of get your point. I kind of get your point. Yeah. I wasn't looking at it that way. I kind of get your point. You're like, this isn't okay. So what I'm getting, what message I'm getting is something come to a head. A judgment was called. It's like a contract that was going to be deleted. Because of lack of transformation. Yeah, there might have been some, but not in the small, slight ways you required. So due to an egoic energy of somebody actually not learning a karmic lesson and something not wrapping up, even if there were sweet nothings and slow like a snail, the call was called and this person became a little bit disillusioned. It's like, oh shit, I thought we were okay. This caused nausea and a freak out and a panic because a cycle moved quicker and they thought they were on the cycle and in the road to victory. And then a realization came of there may not be no sweet nothings with this divine feminine, because the firm boundary was put down in relation to some BS, right? You're seeing things incorrectly here. I'm not living on a shadow string of hope. I'm not even jealous or insecure about your past. We're talking about the here and now. So some level up needs to happen, and there was a conversation in relation to the renegotiation of the terms. Do I think this person is still unpacking that? Yes, I do. Okay. They're kind of like, yeah, but it's kind of like, I think because there's such trust in the connection that you just don't look at that. Do you know what I mean? You're like, no, because Giggle's really independent and I've told her she's the love of my life, so therefore it's good. And it's like, yeah, but there's other things in a, you know, when we go to school, we pack our lunch, right? If we're going to be late for home from work, we might send a telephone call to a family member. So yeah, it's like, it's not, I don't feel it was personal. I'll just say that. It was trying to have, you get what I'm saying. I don't need to unpack it any further. Yeah. Yes. And look, he could tell you, I'm flat out, I simply cannot. After work, I will contact you. Yeah. High research, Chloe. Okay, we'll be taking the last super chats to get it in now. I can probably take about 3 more max because I do have some things I have to do today. I have a very, very busy schedule. So Jen is next. Jen, I wonder what I will see with you. I see some very exciting things happening for you. This could be business endeavors, changes. There's something that you're looking at in relation to a contract, though, with a critical eye. Keep your eye on it, Jen. Okay, what time is it? We will put... there. Yeah, you're intuitive, fair. You have some things in your mind that you are looking at. You're keeping it. Oh, I love the way your energy is. You're, it's like that superstition, the investigator, the Virgoian energy coming through, and you're not telling anyone. I tell you, these could be criminal investigators. Okay. Jen, are you being an investigator of some description? This could be with an idea. I just get that you're being very quiet about something. I feel you intuitively know that there's a directional shift. You also may be having conversations with people about the past. Okay, something that was on delay for a long time is about to come to a head. It's good. It's not bad, but something's coming to a head. Okay, there could also be a conversation. This could be to do with love, to do with the past. They're pointing at a parent figure as well. There's something with a parent figure coming up. There's healing, but there's something that was on hold for a while. Now, I do see some business endeavor. I definitely see that. It's like there's a slingshot forward. I also see a large amount of money coming towards you, but there's something of a major decision that's being made. And I don't think it's one area, Joel. I do think you've got several areas going on in your life. If there has been conflict, especially in communication, be it it's with love or other, I think you're trying to be very patient, but it's going to come back up again. So it can be dissected, unpacked, and dealt with. Yeah, I remember giggle. Yeah, it's something to do with the puzzles. Somebody here. You could be supporting a person that is going through a breakup. This could be somebody that you're very close to. Yeah, there could be somebody, somebody going through a breakup. You might have known them from way back. Yeah, I think there's going to be some information. I also feel where you're being shortchanged in life. I think that's being addressed. There can be some insecurities coming up, but I don't think it's on your side, Jen. I don't think it's on your side. Oh, whoa, okay. I see something to do with the child. This could be a person that has a child. This could be a decision to have a child. It could be a new project coming through. I definitely see some career transitions. I do see conversations in love, trying to work through some situations that were maybe a blockage. There is a new chapter coming. I also see a possibility of somebody that you knew going through a breakup. That could be somebody you previously had a connection with, or it can just be a friendship, right? There could be a house transition too. This could be upgrading, changing. I definitely see a premises change as well, but that could be just business. Whatever you're trying to get through, try and be patient with yourself this month. It's going to be pretty heavy. But I think you're going to handle it fine. I think you intuitively already know it and you're going to work through it, and it is going to get back to that happy home, happy wife, happy life kind of energy. But you're going to be, there's some sense of a celebration by month's end, I would say. But you're choosing maybe what that looks like and how it's going to be. I hope that lands. I don't think anything like most of the things that are coming through in your reading you're aware of, but you're keeping your cards close to your chest. So that's what I'll say. Smart move. Who we got next? Kerry. Kerry. How's your weekend going, Kerry? You're just focusing on work. You're like, look, you have your hopeful days, you have your less optimistic days. You're trying to keep grounded. You're trying to keep away from white noise. You're looking back and look, you even may be looking at career and going, look, is it the eat, pray, repeat? I wouldn't say it's that. But you're re-looking at your aspirations. You're re-looking at these areas. There is a possibility of a pay rise. You're thinking you're not ready for commitment, but commitment has other ideas, okay? So you're having a bit of assimilation, but this is a body experience and not a reality experience. You also could be judging that circumstance with that individual. I think you're going to have options, my love. I do feel there are options coming. This can also be with that individual in question. For what I'm seeing, I do feel intuitively, that when it does happen, it will be very quick. Yeah, it's almost like that notion. I do feel the person's thinking about you quite a bit. And it's almost like they want to be spontaneous and just come in and communicate. I do think they went in where angels fed to tread. You keep saying that they're going to be committed to this for a long time. My cards are showing me no. My cards are showing me that Conflict happens behind the scenes. Not everything on the surface is what it seems. Yeah, I'm hearing the term major bed and lying in it, but that's more that, like I said, it's society standards. It doesn't mean we do that forever. Somebody's going to contact you and give you gossip again. You probably even know who this individual is because they're the common denominator. Be very careful with that person. They have ulterior motives. And be very dissect it before presuming that what they're telling you is true. I do feel counterpart is going through a hard time at this point. But I do feel this is actually a lesson learned. You know, I don't think this is a bad thing. Such an Australian thing to say. They are doing their head in. It's such an Australian thing to say. You're doing my head in. It's probably English, actually. Yeah, you overall, you have been trying to map out some other personal things in your life. I think when you're outdoors is where you get your most clarity. When you're indoors around too much white noise, I don't think you're going to get that clarity. So you may need to have a little bit of personal space. I do see a journey, and that can be to tie up loose ends. You may actually also bump into that individual. Yeah, you got a lot. So just go really easy on yourself. Give yourself some space if you need it. And don't say yes to no, okay? If you need to say no to somebody, say no, whomever that is. I don't see it negatively. I see it's more you're unpacking a circumstance, but I do think this person's actually really wanting to communicate with you this week, and you can get some gossip this month. Leo next. Where has the week gone? Right. What a week. It was quite strange. I became very disorientated. That's okay, Kerry. Did any of you get halfway through the week and go, how are we in the new month? But we're a bit into the first week already. It was really strange. It felt really strange to me. I felt like I was in between two bloody planets. Okay, you're wanting to have communication. Have you felt agitated lately, Leo next? Like you want to say something, but then you don't, and you're like, is this going to get taken the wrong way? Because you may feel that you want to do, just say what you mean and mean what you say. Okay, that's what universe is saying to me. Just say what you mean and mean what you say. There is a worry here. This can be to do with the Pluto energy, to do with the connection. You're worried about what their decision's going to be from here on in. You're on the fence 50-50 to do with it. You're positive and negative. Does that make sense? Like in some instances, you're seeing positive energy, but in the other, you're sort of like it's stagnant. And does this mean it's going to be stagnant longer, or is that person going to turn in a totally different direction? There are connections coming up here. There is an opportunity for a partnership. You may be... there could be a gathering that's coming up. Again, I know that there's a party. Happy birthday, Dylan. This could be something to that degree happening. I feel they're in a little bit of depression, but perfectly normal. Yeah. Yeah, there's multiple ways that this can go out, but it's completely out of your control. more than likely, you know, how do I put it? All of this is perfectly natural due to the circumstances that are playing out, right? I'm speaking in code. In one way, you know, it's totally understandable. Give a person space. They have things that are totally separate to this situation unpacking. You also have some things that you're dealing with at the moment. And you're like, you're waiting. You're like, okay, I'm waiting. Did he come? He didn't show. I can see that here. Look. The offer was there, right? The celebration energy, right? Is he doing anything hugely important? No, but I do think he's sailing, right? You were waiting and he was like bored, okay? But there's emotions here, right? There's emotions that they're unpacking due to the circumstances of transcendence. In your head, you're mapping out hundreds of different things. Look at the people falling out of the tower, right? The show had to go on. Are they having fun? No, they're not having fun. This has nothing to do with the connection. This is to do with an emotional upheaval this individual is going through. It's funny because the surety is something that we're all wanting at this point in time, and it's probably why one of my old videos has resurfaced, is that, you know, we want to have, we're going to have hopes, we're going to have dreams, we can have expectations, but not in the way that we necessarily look at it. It's that you know how much you're willing to give. You know how long you're willing to wait. You know what you will and won't do. That's your truth, right? At the same token, there is things going on that side. There is going to be movement. I would give it a couple of days. I would try and be patient during this. I think they're going to give you the clarity. You were one of the persons that they did contact in relation to a change that was happening in their life. I don't think they're going anywhere. But if they were, I do feel they'd speak to you, and I do feel that they would actually unpack what that would look like. And more than likely, I feel they'd ask if you wanted to go with them. Pretty much. Pretty much. I don't see anything bad here, doll. Some of it is you don't feel you have the right. The other is of it you kind of do. I just stay neutral. There is movement forward. Doesn't look negative. It feels this person's healing. They still respect you. They're talking to DNA tribe at the moment. To do with the bigger picture and analytics, but I don't feel they're going anywhere. And if they are, you know, if you got angry right now, it would really not serve you. You'd hate yourself. So I would just keep cool. Not necessarily. I mean, how a person handles pain is very different. How a female handles pain can be, we want to talk about. How a male handles pain, they need to unpack it first. They don't really want those questions. They don't really want to, you know, a lot of us do enter into society and it's like, yeah, let's just go to a party when we feel crap. Probably not a good idea. That's being real. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's to do with you. Something separate has happened. You know what it is, and you have to look at this very rationally. Yeah, that's my best advice at this point. Stay cool. Don't panic. That's the yellow chakra. It's the inner child. I did say at the moment between, you know, Pluto transiting into Aquarius for Leos and Aquarians, it would be very difficult at this point. Just try to be as grounded as possible and you're going to handle it. Try to know that any changes that are coming aren't to like end our happiness. They're there to let go and let a flower grow, right? So water life and step back and how that plant's supposed to grow. Is it going to be a creeper? Is it going to be a tree? let that be. Try to not manipulate reality. Do you know what I mean? Allow things to flow, and 9 times out of 10 they work out so much better. But I do think you're going to get more communication. But I do feel ultimately there's a little bit of unpacking that they're doing emotionally due to the circumstances that played out. Research clue. Last but not least, I think. Or did I have Marie next? Marie and then research clue. It is very sad. Marie. Okay, I'm just going to tell you what's coming out with the cards, my love. Hi, Dale. How have you been? Oh, chops and changes here. Outcome. Okay, there seems to be some gossip that is going to play out, but something's going down. I think it's on your side, though. There could be some emotions that are coming up for you. Be careful who you share your stories with. That's the first thing they're telling me. Somebody's trying to stir the pot a bit. Something's going to turn out okay, regardless of the other individuals in the circus. That's what I'm hearing. Clay home, protect your energy. Somebody's trying to stir the pot, though. Somebody's trying to give you some info to stir the pot. This could be coming through the grapevine. Yeah, it could be the 4-day, but I think this is in the 3-day. Too many. Have you had anxiety around home? Yeah. Somebody, this looks like I don't know who this person is. I don't know if you know them, or this could be a karmic. They feel a bit, yeah, it could be an ex. Feels a little bit narcissistic. Yeah, this one's a bit of a stirrer. This one's a drama king or queen. I think they mirror each other. Somebody's going to cause a little bit of bedlam, but you're going to be able to handle it. Just follow through, cross your T's and dot your I's, and you're going to be fine. Somebody's trying to stir you, okay? Just really protect yourself. There also can be gossip through the grapevine coming back. Yeah, there was a lot that was being unpacked in the past. Somebody's really jealous of you and your new beginning, jealous of what you have. They don't want you to have a new beginning. They're trying to place insecurities and demons in your mind. This can just be external BS, okay? Yeah, it's not one person, I'm telling you, because I'm seeing different energies here. This one could be a past partner. One is somebody who is a little bit challenged, okay? Speaking in code. There's a good 3 to 4 people here. Just be very careful in the next week. I do feel what's happening on the other person's side of the fence. There could be some gossip in relation to the past of maybe a person that betrayed them. Yeah. Third-party energy, okay? Feels like a third-party energy. I don't feel it's on the counterpart side, though. I feel it's on the karmic. There's a tower here. Keep your cards close to your chest, okay? Keep your cards close to your chest. You could be pulling a tower down, but don't jump the gun, okay? Any information that comes to you in the next week to 2 weeks, really dissect it. Make sure you read fine print. Make sure it is gospel, okay? Because I'm kind of getting that people are spinning a bit of a web. Yeah, exactly. You then are placed in a powerful position that you can, with the information in hand, you can, this is going to go in your favor, okay? This is going to go in your favor, but don't act karmic-y. Don't let the player play you, play the player, okay? If somebody's playing you, step back and look at it and poker face it. That's fine. But get the information you need. Sit back. Don't react automatically, because I think if you play this game correctly, you're going to get your good outcome. If you're not, yeah, best advice I can give you, because it looks like a messy week ahead, but I feel you're in no danger. Just the art of war. Listen. You have to tell me next time I talk to you what that is about. You can come and share with us. Research clue. That's an interesting one. I'm going to have to smash this one out. Don't forget to comment and like the video, or it won't go anywhere. This is quite a long one, probably because of tech issues. Am I going to turn purple again? Maybe it'll be pink or yellow or orange. I don't know. Yes. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Are we going to be Oompa Loompas? Are we going to, take the blue pill or the red pill? Ooh. Research clue. I feel you're coming through this week very intuitive. I feel you're going to know if somebody is deceiving you. Do you have a conversation you want to have with somebody? What is this? Do you have some information on another person? Oh, heck. I think you might say this person, so. Both the red and the... Yeah. Look, whenever we're an ego, we're back in the matrix. Depending on how you want to view it. Is the matrix the awakening, or is it out of the matrix that the awakenings are? However you want to view it. Sometimes we're in both realms and both polarities exist. There is some sense of a lie. I don't know. This could be you observing counterpart, okay, and looking at it and going, look, I know the deal. Why the heck hasn't this evolved? I think you're coming through very partial, though. I think there's an element of detachment, but regardless of the detachment, you also are shifting. Okay, I do feel this person, you could be getting more communication about a circumstance. This can be something that's already been discussed. This could be to do with things that have happened to individuals, especially with the adulterer card in reverse, but it doesn't have to be. It could be from childhood. There's some information. You feel there's more to the story than meets the eye. Yeah, you're on it. Okay, there's something more going on. There is movement. There's definitely movement. What? This is really interesting. Maybe because Mars is in Gemini, we're getting the gossip card. There's a lot of gossip coming through here. Don't take everything as gospel, all right? Your intuition is telling you there's something about to pop off. Your intuition is telling you that whatever this is, your instincts are correct. Trust your instincts. I don't feel you're scared. I have surrendered it. Yeah. It feels something is shifting. I have surrendered it. He needs to file for divorce because I am tired of his. Yeah. Well, it looks like there will be. You're like, in order to have a new beginning, well, one ending has to end, for that to be. Okay, there is some drama here. There is some dramas they're dealing with. Could have been mother of children or some crap, but it does feel it's shifting. It does feel it's shifting. This could have been a major conversation you had with them in relation to it. Separately, regardless, it's like you're moving forward. You're like, that's for them. That's for them to decide. Yeah. Could have been a conversation. Are you in communication with this person? If you are, I do feel there's almost like maybe a slip of the tongue, and you've had a revelation that if you didn't say something, how do I put it? You kind of get the gist. You get the gist of when you feel this person is maybe putting the brakes on certain circumstances, and you're looking at it going, okay, we're not going to add another year to this. We're not going to add another 10 years to this. We're no. We are one. You treat me like an option. Yeah, I think the thing is we give permission to that. So it's like maybe it's through empathy and understanding. We're like, look, I understand, maybe we've been in a relationship before and you're trying to be supportive in that circumstance. And you're like, really, that has nothing to do with me. Do you know what I mean? And it's like you've got to look at the karmic situation or a past relationship and go, look, be it it's analytics in relation to finances, children, where are you going to stay? How will life look on the other side? Well, you're never going to know that, until you actually make the jump and go from there. But I feel it's almost like something has been said and you've kind of listened and you're like, oh, we're going to pull this to a head. Love and light. I'll see you guys soon. And hopefully you have a great week. We are going to have the pre-released out for the members tonight, and that's so that you do get the notification. So those of you in the members, you'll get your masculine, feminine, and karmic shortly, and I'll see you back on Sunday.